Welcome back. All right, so the news today is very protocol heavy, and this is going to happen. And I think the NHL knew this was very likely to happen. And this is part of the reason why there's that 3-week break that's there. The 3-week break, and I know that there's that idea of, well, if they don't go to the Olympics, they move those 2 weeks up, and then that gets the Stanley Cup awarded 2 weeks sooner. I really think that 3-week break is going to be made up with games that are rescheduled. I don't know how many teams are going to reach 82 games. Maybe it's all of them. Maybe they figure it out. Maybe not. But with what's going on right now, with the numbers heading in the wrong direction, I don't think the league shuts down. I don't think that helps. I don't see how that helps. I thought in March of 2020 it was the right call. I think right now I don't know how that would help. You're still going to have players in the community, and they're still going to get it. Remember when we went into the whole bubble scenario and Tampa had an outbreak? I think St. Louis had one as well, going into the bubble scenario. And so if you're out in the community, it's going to happen, right? And so I don't think a shutdown makes a lot of sense. I think there's going to be other games that are postponed. Teams are going to go through it. I think the NHL was aware before the season started that players were still going to get it. It was still going to happen. You roll with it, and eventually everybody's had it. Everybody's been vaccinated, and you can just move forward. And I think that was the plan, to eventually get there and to hopefully play 82 games for every team, hopefully in full stadiums, which, again, that might be something that ends up changing over the next couple of months. But I really can't see them shutting down, because, again, it's a matter of, so what are we shutting down the entire league for? And so, again, while it made sense to me in March of last year, right now it doesn't feel like it would make a lot of sense to do so. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that I don't know that things necessarily get better, that we would come back and say a month. Say, oh, all right, well, we come back a month later and everything's fine now. I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, that's my feeling on that, because I don't think it's going to happen. I've definitely started to see there's more of that shut her all down. I am not in favor of shutting everything down. And I'm also, of the mind that, I do have, I've had both vaccines. They actually did mixed doses up here. In Canada, which I know they didn't do in the States. I think they were starting to look at it. I know they're starting to do it. And, we mask up indoors. And really, you have the social distancing, which I've seen all the other stuff about what works, what doesn't, and all that. But you do what you can. You just, try to be considerate of others, and, you go on with life and stuff. And I really think that's what's going to happen here. But we'll see, right? Right now, the Flames are shut down, and 3 more players were added. So yesterday, I saw plenty of comments like, well, I don't understand. 6 Flames are on the list, but the reason the Flames got shut down is because they knew the 6 were just the start. The 6 were the first, and they knew there was going to be more, and they had to shut it down immediately because it was out of control. So Lucic, Monahan, and Hanifin have been added to the protocol list this morning, and that is almost half their lineup. And we haven't stopped seeing. There will be more positives tomorrow. So the Flames are shut down until the 16th. It's probably going to be longer than the 16th. And again, I really don't think the Olympics are happening. I think this is just further proof that Olympics aren't very likely. But we'll see. And again, we'll see in February just how many athletes, how many countries, how many people feel comfortable with the whole Olympic setup this year. Robbie Fabbri, so I'll go back to the top of the board, the reason I'm wearing Red Wings. Fabbri signs a 3-year, $12 million extension with the Detroit Red Wings. I'm very happy that Fabbri's found a home in Detroit, and I'm glad he's been able to stay healthy this year, too. That's been the knock on him throughout, right? So good news for Fabbri, 3 years, $12 million. That's a good contract, and Detroit did pretty well, picking him up, bringing him in. And so... smart move there, the Detroit Red Wings making the right decisions. Connor Bedard, he makes Team Canada. Only 16 years of age. Bedard is really kind of seen as the next one, and him making Team Canada at age 16 will only add to that mystique. Gretzky, Lindros, Spezza, Bo Meester, Crosby, McDavid. Those are the players who've worn Team Canada's jersey internationally at a World Junior Championship. So, Gretzky, Hall of Fame. Lindros, Hall of Fame. Spezza, Maybe, maybe not, but over 1,200 NHL games. Bouwmeester, over 1,000 NHL games on his resume. I think it was about 1,200. He'd still be playing if not for the heart condition. Crosby's a surefire Hall of Famer. McDavid, arguably the best of his generation. So Bedard's definitely putting himself in the position right now where he's kind of becoming a legend before he's even turned 17. So we'll see how he does with the World Juniors. I don't know how much of the World Juniors I'm going to be able to cover this year because, again, there's a lot of NHL stuff going on. So we'll see. The numbers were very good for viewing on the World Juniors last year, although my belief on that was people just really wanted to see hockey. And since I was reviewing hockey games, they're like, yeah, sure, all right, well, I guess we'll watch World Juniors then. So, yeah, we'll see how Bedard does for Team Canada. Of course, Maxime Lapierre got cut from the team, which surprised some. The belief was that there were more talented top six scorers, and he didn't fit the bottom six mold they were looking for, so that's why he got cut. So, good news for Penguins fans. I'm sure you've been waiting for this. First off, it looks like Malkin's getting closer. Secondly, Gensel and Rust both skated for the first time since their injuries. So, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, things are finally trending in the right direction when it comes to injuries. And so, best of luck to both of them. Gensel and Rust are very good top six wingers. It is remarkable how well Pittsburgh's playing without three top six forwards, but they seem to do it every year, so I guess it's kind of, this is what they're used to. Speaking of teams that are going to be without a couple of top six forwards, the Carolina Hurricanes tonight will be without Aho and Jarvis, who are in protocols. They had to stay in Vancouver, so they're quarantined in Vancouver at the hotel, along with a staff member as well. And of course, they're quarantined and where they are, this is to try to control it and make sure there aren't other positive tests. So all the best to the Carolina Hurricanes today and to the Minnesota Wild who are playing against them as well. And so, yeah, we'll see if this goes. And usually it works. Like it worked with Lars Eller with the Caps, right? So, fingers crossed on that. Buffalo, Malcolm Subban, who came in, didn't play long, got hurt. He could return later this week, so there's going to be some interesting decisions to be made in net for Buffalo. Luukkonen, can you send him down now? Like, he's played well enough that can you justify sending him down? Does Buffalo management come out and go, look, we know Luukkonen's the best goalie we have, but we really, really want that number one draft pick because Shane Wright would look good as the Sabre? So it wouldn't be the first time Buffalo's done that either. I'm having 2015 memories looking at this Buffalo team where that was the year they tore it down looking for McDavid, and then they ended up getting Eichel. So we'll see how things go for Buffalo this year. But Subban could very well return later this week for them. From the protocol list today, on top of Lucic, Monahan, Hanifin, there are numerous new cases. Marchand and Smith are in protocols for Boston. Devon Taves is in protocols for Colorado. And Matthew Barzal is on the list as well from the New York Islanders, as is Ryan Lomberg of the Florida Panthers. But also in Florida Panthers news, Duclair returns tonight. Spencer Knight's the starter. So, yeah, there you go. We, as far as I can tell right now, are still having 13 games tonight. We'll see. I honestly, and I'll go back to my first point, I don't think there's a point in shutting it down. I don't. Like, I understand all the safety implications and all this that people will talk about, but I don't see the point in just shutting the whole thing down. But again, we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.